My name is Josh, and that's Jenna, and it's time for another edition of I Teach My Wife Sales Coffee Edition, because it's the morning time. Jenna was doing a little shopping for the holidays and had a little bit of an altercation at Williams-Sonoma. Jenna, what happened? What was going on in that store?
This is a store I worked at for 7 years, and I walked in there. I know a lot of the associates, and I wanted to get my daughter the Instapot. So the manager who was on duty, I said, "Where's the Instapots?" And immediately she couldn't be bothered with me. They're over there. So I walked over, and there was more than one. So I came back and I said, "Can you just explain to me the difference and the difference in the price point?"
Seems like a reasonable question.
Yeah, couldn't be bothered with me. She dismissed me. So I walked to the computer that faces out toward the customers because the website was up to look it up myself. Mm-hmm. And she snapped at me and screamed, "That computer's only for the customers. You can do it on your phone." And I'm like, I am a customer, but anyway.
And you started kind of escalate, and it just didn't get anywhere.
I said, "It's on the website. I'm just looking up the Instapots." And she said, "Look on your phone." And so I said, "You know what? I'm out of here." And I walked out of the store.
So Jenna was trying to play tug of war with the associate, trying to push back and say, "Hey, I'm an associate. I should be able to use the computer." It didn't get her anywhere. She ended up leaving and not getting what she wanted, and there was conflict.
Yeah.
So I taught Jenna another approach that she can consider based on some work by Chris Voss of Never Split the Difference fame. And it's a 3-step process. And do you remember step number 1? It's one of the most important steps.
Acknowledge?
No, before that.
It's when you ask the question.
No, before that.
You repeat back what they said.
Before that.
I don't know.
When you feel yourself getting into a state where you want to push back, be aware of that and label it. So that's step number 1. Hey, I'm starting to feel like I want to push back.
Okay.
And that's going to give you a little time to just decompress. Step number 2. Do you remember step 2?
No.
Step number 2 is when you say to the person, "Oh my gosh, I feel like I'm such a jerk for even asking to use this computer. I'm sorry."
I didn't ask.
Well, you said, "I want to use the computer," and she said, "That computer's only for associates."
But yeah,
what you
I'm
could
so
say
sorry.
is fall on the sword.
Fall on the sword.
I feel like such a jerk for asking.
I feel like such a jerk for not asking. I should have asked, permission first.
Right, and what that's going to do is it's just going to de-escalate the situation when you fall on the sword. I'm sorry, I feel like such a jerk. Then step number 2 is she's going to say, "Well, you really, can't use the computer," and then you're going to do what's called asking a calibrated question. How does that sound? How's
that going to work if I need to understand the difference between the Instapots and there's no one available to help me?
And what that question does is it helps the associate solve the problem rather than you solving the problem. And if you say, "Well, you could use your phone," you could say what? "Hey."
Well, how's that going to work if my phone is dead? I can't check in on my phone right now.
See the difference there? One way we're pushing and we're trying to push back, and the other one we're just trying to understand, and we're putting the onus on the other person to help solve the problem. Jen, is that something you would consider next time? No, okay.
No, I don't even want to go back in there.
All right, well, maybe it's just a tool.
And I work for this company.
Maybe it's a tool you can have to consider.
I'll think about it.
Nice job, hon.
Thanks, honey.